Welcome to the VŌC Podcast.
Welcome to the VoC Podcast.
Welcome to the VoC Podcast.
Hello, guys, and welcome to the brand new series of the VoC Podcast, where I'll be talking to mod developers from all over the Half-Life series, community, or whatever you want to call it. This time, I'll be having on Michael Cole, who's the voice of Ryan in Half-Life Through the City and the lead developer of this beautiful mod, Kylo. And it's my pleasure because I'm also in this mod. I voice several characters, and I'm really happy that you guys accepted my invite. And how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing all right. I think we're a bit stretched out over the planet right now, so I know somebody's probably about ready to get to bed, and the rest of us are just starting the day.
Yeah. I believe you're from the US, Michael, right?
Correct, yeah. I'm actually a little bit all over the place, but live most of my life in the United States, yeah.
Yeah, I see. And Kylo is, I think, from Eastern Europe, Poland, I think. Yeah, has to be.
Yes.
Well, to start off the questions, we have quite a few questions over here, actually, from the fans. And the first would be for Michael. What got you into voiceover and acting in general?
I guess originally it would probably just be through impressions. Even just as a younger kid back in middle school, it was just fun to try to imitate voices to see what the range of my voice could do. And then just over time, that became something more along the lines of, I actually do enjoy acting and using my voice for it. So I've done some stage acting, nothing very big, but then also voice acting, which has been worked as a hobby for a good couple of years now.
Do you also do like commercial work?
I have done some. Some people have contacted me through my YouTube channel, and then I've done a couple of gigs on Fiverr. It's an interesting place to figure things out. If you go on Fiverr, you're going to find 1,001 people all rated much higher than you are if you're just starting out a profile, but it's always a good place to start.
I see. And I believe you were also contacted by Kylo for this mod. What's the story behind that? Can you tell us something about this, Kylo?
Well, so basically, I was searching for the voice actors. I had one voice actor, which apparently wasn't available later on, and I was like, that was just one day I was on YouTube, and then I just found this channel, VoxPlay, doing G-Man impression, and I was like watching it, and I was like, this is some like really cool shit. Like, this is not maybe perfect G-Man voice, but this is definitely something very nice, very good, very decent. So I contacted him through Gmail if he could join the project. Michael did join the project, and then later I was like sending him some lines or to like test voices, because I didn't know how it could turn out, the entire voice acting. These were these lines, and when I put them into the game, they were pretty nice. And I said that that's he can do voices.
Sorry to interrupt you, but when I heard Michael for the first time, I was really impressed. I mean, I've seen these Half-Life impressions of yours, and I heard the Citizen, Eli, and I was just really impressed how many of these voices you could, replicate. Really cool. And
we don't have so many like cool voice actors on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of voice actors on the internet, but they don't necessarily do impressions of these Half-Life fictional characters. So I thought of it as cool. But if this information is correct, I heard you're working on a mod or something of that sort for Half-Life Alyx Levitation, where you do the G-Man, right?
Correct. Yeah. I was contacted by the developer of that mod, and he just found me through the same channels. and decided that he wanted me to try out, see if I would work out to do the voice for the G-Man for his mod. At that time, I don't think the name had been settled upon, but yeah, they later decided Half-Life Alyx Levitation, which I'm not the only one who, when I just read the text, read Leviathan, which is totally different. But I think it is a great title.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one thing led to another there, and yeah, I've been working with his team. I know Corey Lato is the one who's been animating, so that's been a privilege to have him be able to animate for my voice. So that's been fun.
When did you start working on this?
Oh gosh, it's been over a pretty long period of time now. Let's see when it was, because I've been in between moving houses between then. So gosh, I think it was late last year. So it's been over about a year now, I think, since he got in contact with me and we started doing that work.
Oh wow! I just thought that you guys might have started this year. So this is already like a year. I wouldn't have expected that. I believe you already recorded everything for it.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's a bit more of a fluid project as far as I understand. And sorry, let me quickly just pull something up here, just because the name is escaping me and it really shouldn't. Let's see here. Yeah, FM Pone, who is a Counter-Strike developer. And sorry, FM, that I forgot your name in the middle of the podcast, but yeah, he's definitely a professional mapper. He does a lot of Counter-Strike maps. I'm not actually very much into the Counter-Strike community. I mean, I understand the appeal. It's just never really been my game. But with all of that, he decided he wanted to take on this passion project to create this Half-Life Alyx mod for VR. Seems like he's very much into the new Source engine. So he's been building out in that, and yeah, just kind of brought me along when he was ready to start bringing the voices in for that. And I know that there's several other voice actors involved. I'm not really sure all of them or exactly how large the cast is. I know recently Corey Lato just released a teaser trailer that involved two characters, I guess, who Alyx is going to be communicating with throughout that journey. I know that I can at least say, I did a little bit of a voice for Vortigaunt in that. So I know that there's be that, unless of course, things change over time, which is possible. And then, yeah, and then I think, I forget the name of the other character, but there's other voice actors involved as well.
Yeah, I mean, for so far what we have seen, the G-Man teaser with your voice and this new teaser, so far it looks great. And I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to hearing you in the game, of course. But let's get back to the point, which is through the city. Kylo, what exactly is the reason, or what made you start modding?
Half-Life 2.
Yes.
That's all I can say. I basically played Half-Life 2, and after playing it, my personal favorite game. Then I played Half-Life 2 Episode 1, obviously. No, I actually played Lost Coast. Then I played Episode 1, then Episode 2. And I was like, God damn it, I need to play more. And I know there were mods and this kind of stuff, but I wasn't really into these things. And then I just and I just thought if I could make some kind of map in Half-Life 2 and could play it, but this is probably how everyone starts with the mapping anyway. In Source Engine, they just played their favorite game and they want to do the same content. And how I started through the city, it's pretty interesting. It was I know the specific date because when I started making it, I was recording videos for it, so I actually recorded first few seconds of through the city mod existence. So it was 16th November, and I wanted to do a Hammer tutorial series.
Oh wow!
That's it. That I just wanted to make a tutorial. Like maybe it wasn't a good idea if I only had several months of experience, but there were some stuff that you cannot find on YouTube that could explain, for example, how to make triggers on how, I don't know, a dropship flies or Metro Cops walks, or I don't know. So I wanted to make this kind of stuff, and then I dropped it very quickly. And I like the map a lot. I was making at the time. I was making just some random short maps, which were just I was making them for fun. But this one was like biggest one yet. I was like improving it, and it was like, God damn, that was a map where you go through the city 17.
Oh wow.
And then I wanted to make more maps, like maybe 1, 2, 3 maps. Then I was thinking about like different intro. Then it just became kind of like map pack series. Like I was just a series of maps that you could play it.
So
Yes.
Half-Life 2 was inspired you to modding, and I mean through the city, it's getting rebuilt for like the 5th time already, which isn't necessarily a problem. It's getting more and more polished, and I mean, I think Michael started recording for Ryan about a year ago or so, maybe like 10 months. I'm not entirely sure, but he's been sticking with this character for quite a while now. We could say so. So what is your personal
Yes.
opinion on the character, Michael?
He's an interesting character. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, my voice sounds a little bit different than his, just because it was more of just trying to take my impression of the citizen voice and then just try to
Yeah,
work
that's
into
what I
apply it
asked him
to the
anyway.
words. Yeah, so it was but no, it's I think a fun character to help introduce you, and in that beginning stage when you're starting to go through the map. I know things have changed an awful lot in the structure of the mod and all that, so I'll leave that to Kajlo to specifically talk about, but I think it's just kind of a more of a humorous character to help bring you through the map, and somebody that you can connect to, which I thought was fun.
Well, do you remember any lines from the game?
I mean, I know there was several. I watched some of the gameplay. I think I may have downloaded one of the original builds at one point and played through it a little bit. I know that since English isn't Kajlo's first language, I know he speaks it just fine. It was a point of, you kind of had to work like, oh, that's what he meant specifically when he wrote out the line, just because like, oh, just let's reword that just a little bit so that it flows a little bit better. Like, you're stepping so heavy you're going to fall through the floor. Like, oh, you're talking about he's really loud when he walks, that type of thing. So it's those things are good. It's I can't think of any other specific lines that come to mind. But he just helped guide you. I think specifically, I guess, when you fall through the highway and then he catches up, it's the point of, well, you just abandoned him, and then he shows back up, incredulous that you left him behind to die with the attack force above.
Shepard! There you are. Why did you leave me out there? It was hell. I almost died. Maybe show me better that I can trust you, man. Who am I kidding? Look, I really need someone's help. My friends are waiting in Landhill, and that's far away from here. I want to get to the Citadel because somewhere at the entrance, the control room can give us a better transport. The Citadel is a very dangerous place, and by looking at you, we would have a better chance to survive out there. We would be able to hack to the inside and use the teleporter to teleport to a nearby train station. It might be better for you to escape the city as well. It's a bad idea to stay in here. If you want to leave, then you should stick with me. Without me, you won't get far. Are you on it? Can I trust you this time? I'll take that silence as a yes. Oh, and also, I'm not a fast runner, so please, don't run like crazy.
I really like him because your voice makes him who he is.
Yeah,
And
Michael
imagine-
is the one who actually gave this character personality.
Yeah, he
the
did.
previous one did some nice job, but like I was focusing on something else, but Michael just like redo the entire character. I was like, and now I know what to focus on, like this kind of more of a fighter.
Mhm.
I see.
Oh, glad I could help.
Yeah, and there's a question over here. For Kylo, why does Ronald voice female characters in your mod? Go ahead and answer it.
Maybe because he can actually try make a female voice.
Well, I
it all started from that Ronald randomly commented me like on my under my like this comment is still on ModDB actually, where he wanted to work for the mod and do Overwatch impressions. That's not really what I wanted. Like I wanted like Rebel's voice for the characters. But
Wait, before you'll continue, the Overwatch voice, for those who wouldn't know, is the female announcer Combine lady who does these announcements all over the city and is communicating with the Combine soldiers. Just for those who wouldn't know.
Citizen notice. Failure to cooperate will result in permanent off-world relocation.
yeah, and at first when I contacted Ronald, I thought he's actually a girl until I spoke on a Discord call, and then it actually happened that he's he's a boy, and he can do a very well Overwatch impressions.
Attention, protection team. City 17 status critical. Protection units. Prosecution code. Reinforce.
At first, Ronald was only just to make Overwatch impressions and nothing else, but then it later just began to grow up more. It probably all started when I heard Ronald's administrator voice.
From Team Fortress 2, yeah, I was doing
Yeah.
an impression of the
Because
administrator.
in my mod there was this character which is the main antagonist, and I was voicing in originally as a placeholder, or if I don't find any actors, then that could be the actual final voice. And I was searching for some like a voice actor who could make a like kind of like angry old woman voice or some this kind of stuff. When Ronald sent me some of the administrator voices, it actually sounded something like what I imagined, and then I asked him to do it, and then, well, he voices the character now.
Yes, so it's just funny, the whole process. I send you some lines, and then I immediately became like you can't escape from me, Ryan. And all this, and then and yeah, it was so much fun because then I took over multiple characters, and I think Michael also then voiced Dr. Breen, and it was just so much fun, because even though the English wasn't like on point, I still understood what you meant, so I kind of corrected what I could, and I think Michael did the same. So yeah,
Maybe Dave Writer.
we're looking forward to record more stuff for the mod, and I have a question here from Michael. What was your first gig?
I'm assuming that just means paid or unpaid.
Yeah, paid.
Oh, paid gig. That would be actually a while ago. Gosh, that was probably back in 2008, I think. There's a YouTube channel that's called How It Should Have Ended. It's an animated parody series that just makes fun of films and puts out satirical ways of how the film could have ended in a more logical, straightforward fashion. And in that one, I did the voice of Leonidas for 300. So if you just search How It Should Have Ended 300, you'll find me there.
And if you don't mind me asking, how old are you right now?
I will be 30 in March.
Perfect fitting for the character of Ryan, I actually don't want to point out the fact, but you kind of look like him, which is cool.
I never asked Michael. I actually never asked Michael how old he is. Like, not really meet him. Like, I hired him, but I don't know who he is.
We have a request from Michael from Amidvid. Can you say G-Man Gaming in G-Man's voice?
Say the phrase G-Man Gaming with G-Man's voice?
Yeah.
Let's see. G-Man Gaming.
Well, that's how he does the voice. A question for Kylo. How can you use the Hammer editor for long periods of time without going insane?
Well, I did go insane several times.
Oh dear. I mean, this is sad to hear. I mean, I have used Hammer a few times and I went insane, even though it was like a shorter period. But you've been working on this mod for like a couple of years now. So what is your personal opinion on Hammer using?
It's terrible. I'm just very motivated to do it. Like I do a mob, then the hammer crash, and then I'm like, well, too bad, I am not gonna do it. But then later, I only need just few hours of break, and then I just feel the entire motivation comes back to me, and then I want to do the map once again. I mean, I go insane to basically everything I do about this mod. Like, it's not only just hammer, it's source filmmaker. When I make the animation and then the source filmmaker just closes by itself for no reason, then I have to port stuff to Blender, which Blender also proves to have some problems several times, even though it's very...
Oh my goodness.
I'm writing some scripts or lines in Source Engine, and that also sometimes just doesn't work. I don't know why. So yeah, and like for example, there was like in the mod, there was like a sequence with the Strider that was chasing you down. I don't know if this is going to be in the final product. I think it's going to be actually scrapped, but this is like a scene where it's chasing the player. So I added the animation and it was working fine. But then later, when I was playtesting later parts, the Strider was messed up entirely. Like the next one, which was an NPC walking like up on your head, didn't have animations. Like it was standing sideways and just like it was working, like it was moving, it was shooting, but it wasn't playing any animations. And it was because I added the intro ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't sleep after that. But the next day, I actually somehow fixed that, and like I separate the model for the intro Strider and the actual Strider for the game, and I think it fixed the problem.
I really think that some people should look up to you because you're really motivational in the perspective of, you don't just stop because it's hard, but you keep going. And I think that's really like motivational, at least for me. And okay, I have another question for myself. Cool. Who wrote this? Where is Overwatch Gaming?
Overwatch Gaming.
There you go. What were you doing before TTC? Nothing. TTC was my first project. And there's a question for Michael. Did you start working on Levitation before or after TTC?
I started working on it after. That was, there's people just find me through the Yahoo email that I've set up to the YouTube channel, but yeah, that was after.
Mm-hmm. I believe you enjoyed both games, recording for them.
Yeah, it's certainly different projects and different characters and all that, but yeah, it's been fun.
I'm pretty sure I commented under one of your videos And I was the guy who requested the Left 4 Dead impressions.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and then I requested the Walking Dead ones, but we never got them. So I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a couple of requests, and I think I may have replied saying, "Oh, that would be interesting." But yeah, it's I played a little bit of that game. It would just be a point of I have to dig down and figure out, okay, which out of the cavalcade of characters, which ones would I want to work on impersonating, and then from there I can work the impersonations, and then I can obviously put it into video format. But, yeah, we can try to fast track that if you like.
I just recently seen your Red Dead Redemption impressions, and I really like that Southern accent that you throw into them. It's really, really cool to hear. Have you been practicing these accents? Have you been only practicing like American ones, or also perhaps outside of America?
Yeah, I mean, outside, pretty much anyone that you come across, it's always fun to try to impersonate it. I've been to Europe a couple of times, but I tend to get into trouble just because my brain thinks in the aspects of if there's a different accent or something, it kind of almost automatically tries to impersonate it, and that doesn't always come across the best, because like I was in Germany and I was trying to talk to some people in a restaurant, and then I realized my voice was somewhere halfway between a German accent and then my accent, and it was just confusing the people I was talking to.
Yeah, that sometimes happens when you visit other countries. What was the idea behind Rocky, Kylo?
It had several ideas, just like the model was. It started as nothing, and then I was changing it several times until it transformed to the thing that it's today. I'm sure people knows what Rocky is.
Well, yeah, Rocky is this huge Zen.
People are calling it dragon.
He looks like a dragon, but
that's not really a dragon.
Where is he from? He is. Which planet is he from?
That's Race X.
Race X. Yeah.
So definitely from their home world.
Let's not forget that this mod is a Half-Life Opposing Force sequel, so people should know what Race X means.
So it's interesting because at first there was no Rocky. Then later it was just antagonist. It just I wanted to make a pretty not typical thing. Like usually these alien creatures are aggressive, but how about to take one of those and just make them friendly? That's not really usual thing.
Well, no.
Well, and that antagonist was called Body, and it was just their pet.
I'm pretty sure I also auditioned for that, but
he did not have voice. That wasn't Rocky yet. That was just.
Oh right.
It was just creature.
Yeah.
And then later, that was July 2020. I was on vacation, and then I just had the most crazy idea to turn this creature into more reptile for creature with a tail.
Yeah.
And at first, Rocky was a little different. I changed his model several times. I changed him for the third time now. But the previous design was not only just different design, it was a completely different character. So he wasn't a Race X at first. He was just some creature from whatever planet he is from. It wasn't Race X. He could talk about in more telepathic way. So he was talking, but at the same time it's still this just aggressive creature with no consciousness.
I'm pretty sure. Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm pretty sure also Michael auditioned for that character.
Okay, yeah. The voice for this creature was the biggest problem. You're not the only one, Michael, who doesn't get the chance to voice him. You tried to voice him. You probably remember that you recorded some lines. you're not the only one who got replaced later. Like there were so many actors I asked for. I was also one of the actors who voiced. I'm not really like voice actor, but like I was also trying to do some voices for this creature. There was one guy who I asked for to do the voice creature. Actually, the voice was meant to be more younger, like more kind of young voice, which was pretty weird idea. Then later I changed to more like this alienish, more like demonic voice, which I think fits better. Like I was figuring out why is that previous voice wasn't working. It was because it wasn't supposed to be in the first place, like created. Then after I played this year, Opposing Force, of course I replayed it because if I'm making the sequel, then I have to know the first game itself.
Of course.
Yeah. And then I just like that was something I forgot. Like the main enemy in the first game was Race X. So where's the Race X in the second game? That was like a typical thing because there were a lot of other Opposing Force 2 mods, like sequel mods. And they never introduced any kind of like Race X creatures or anything. They were just nothing. There was one project who actually did add some custom enemies, but still nothing. But since I had this Rocky in here, I had a chance to make him Race X. Because of that, he has a different meaning now, like the different personality. So I was thinking that this is probably a very crazy idea, but like it's not canon, but like I was thinking if Race X could, for example, transfer their consciousness to other creatures so that they can both be intelligent and also use this like as a weapon, like a bioweapon or something.
I find that very impressive.
So Rocky was basically a shock trooper, but then he transformed into this creature, and that's what we see in the game. Well, it's basically I did that so to not scrap the creature model itself because that's pretty cool design.
And as we talked about it before, there's been a lot of deciding on the voice and.
Can I say what voice actors were trying to voice the Rocky?
Of course, you can mention them. Yeah.
Okay, so I was the first one was Pinky.
Yes.
The second one was I was trying to do some placeholder voice.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was another audition for the public alpha that came out at the end of the last year. Then I asked Ronald to do the voice. Then I asked Michael to do the voice. Then I asked someone from Rogue Lambda to do the voice. And I asked some people to do the voice. Like there were so many people I was asking until I was in a Discord server of a Half-Life 2 beta mod called Dark Interval. And then some guy who is called Gmod Pigo sent his some voices he was doing, and I was like, this is pretty impressive. Like it was making Vortigaunt voice, and then I asked him to do the voice for Rocky, and this is so far, I think this is the best voice for Rocky. He's basically making from Ronald what says, he's making a Vortigaunt voice with British accent, and I just apply some effect to it, like lower the voice, some like basses, so that he sounds like he's this huge creature.
Corporal Shepard, don't think I forgot about you, little freak. He killed many, most of Race X on Earth. Yes, I am going to be next.
How could you? You just told them how to do the Rocky voice. Disappointment. Okay.
Well, all I said was not true. So Too bad.
Oh, okay. By the way, you guys can check out Michael's YouTube channel in the description and check out his stuff, and of course subscribe to him because he is not just anyone. He does the G-Man and also Ryan. And there's a question for me. How many characters do I do for Through the City? Well, it's a few. I mean, it's Olivia, Overwatch. Oh wait, sorry, I need to do it. It's Olivia.
Overwatch.
I also voice Ronald, if you guys have played the latest build, and
The PCV suit.
is that it, Kylo? 4? I think so. Okay, I think it's 4. Yeah,
Alrighty.
and it's been fun, and I'm looking forward to record more since the mod is getting built up again. I guess there's gonna be more dialogue, maybe more interactions with Ryan, which I'm looking forward to. Of course, I don't think I will have the chance to kill him. But
I was thinking if Ryan could have some interactions with Rocky.
with Rocky, but I'm not Rocky.
Well, and other citizens, but like Ryan is this kind of dude who keeps complaining about stuff, and I would just imagine him keeps fighting with Rocky about
Maybe the two
nothing.
could become friends one day. Yeah.
Like they're working with each other, but they at the same time they just don't like each other at all.
Mhm.
Well, I think Rocky is a very intelligent being, and I think he would be able to outsmart Ryan in any possible scenario. Like
That's
so.
actually true. That's how I imagine him.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Let's reenact the scene then.
Okay.
Hello. You can't escape from me, Mr. Ryan.
Oh no, she found us.
Also, Ryan, can you introduce me your new friend? I would like to meet him very much.
Oh, shut up.
Is he nice or ignorant?
Hello.
They're here.
You can't escape from me, Mr. Ryan.
No. God damn it, Shepard. It seems like we have to be more careful with her. 'Cause she is tricky.
Looks like we're gonna have a good time.
Come on, Shepard. We have to defeat her.
That was cool. I'm pretty sure I have a few more questions left, and then we can wrap this up. A question for Ronald. How do you feel about that you're acting as the main antagonist of the mod? So the question of Olivia and Overwatch, I guess, because I voiced both of them. Overwatch is not the main antagonist, of course. So I don't know. I feel like I have the power, I mean, she's such a great character. And now that this concept art and the model is being made, it's even just more, I would say motivates me. It motivates me. I mean, I was also motivated even before the concept arts were born or made, but now I'm even more motivated because now I see how this character looks like. I see how mad she is. I get her perspective, and I'm just really happy I'm able to do what Kylo desires. And if this is what he likes, then I need to give it to him. And Ryan, I haven't finished with you yet. So yeah, it's been fun, and I'm looking forward to doing more of Olivia if Kylo decides to keep me for the role. Thank you to Kylo and Michael Cole for joining me for today's podcast. I'm looking forward to our next meeting, and hopefully I can have you guys back in the future.
Yeah, thanks for having us. This was a blast.
Thank you very much.
The pleasure